지난 23일 서울의 한 강연장에서 특별한 행사가 열렸는데요. 바로 해방 80주년 그리고 한일 국교정상화 60주년을 주제로 열린 포럼이었습니다. 이번 포럼에서는 변화된 한반도와 동북아시아 국가관계를 진단해보는 시간을 가졌는데요. 글로벌 외교안보 전문가 50여 명이 모여 한반도 안보와 관련된 주요 사안에 관해 토론하는 시간이었습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 ASEAN Plenum titled 80 Years of Independence and 60 Years of Korea-Japan Normalization will now begin. The ASEAN Institute for Policy Studies will deliver a welcoming remarks. Please welcome Dr. Chung with a big round of applause.
Welcome to the ASEAN Plenum 2025. The theme of this year's plenum is 80 years of independence and 60 years of Korea-Japan normalization. The 80th anniversary of national liberation and the 60th anniversary of normalization of diplomatic relations with Japan are both significant milestones that merit our discussion this year. The number 80 is considered auspicious for Koreans. This year is an opportunity to reflect on the past, assess the present, and consider the future of Korea's security at this inflection point in world history. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, throughout my career, I have tried to contribute to improving the Korea-Japan relationship. As a PhD student at Johns Hopkins SAIS, I wrote my dissertation on Japan. As a politician, I wrote a book in 2002 titled This I Say to Japan. And as the Vice President of FIFA, I tried to make the 2002 FIFA World Cup to be co-hosted with Japan. Over the past 80 years, the Korea-Japan relationship has made important progress despite our troubled history. We have helped each other in times of need. Today, the greatest threat to our country comes not from Japan, but from the communist and hereditary regime in North Korea. The security threat posed by North Korea is more serious than ever. North Korea has unveiled tactical nuclear weapons and nuclear submarines. It has tested dozens of short and long-range ballistic missiles. It has sent thousands of North Korean soldiers to the front lines against Ukraine. Examining the redeployment of U.S. tactical nuclear weapons to the Western Pacific, our concerns begins with recognizing the reality that North Korea has broken its promises under the joint declaration on the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula signed in December 1991. Under these circumstances, we need stronger collective security measures to deter aggression and miscalculation by North Korea. The relevant question we can ask is whether Russia would have invaded Ukraine if it had been part of NATO. The United States and its allies need to show credible resolve to deter North Korean, Chinese, and Russian military adventurism. It is time for an Asian version of NATO. We may call it the Indo-Pacific Treaty Organization. It could include South Korea, Japan, Australia, the Philippines, and India. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, this year's ASEAN Plenum is an opportunity to reflect on 80 years of Korea's independence and 60 years of Korea-Japan relations. During our plenum today, we'll discuss Korea's relations with its neighbors, visions for Northeast Asia, the emerging security architecture, new phases of war, new horizons of economic security, and North Korea's nuclear threat. I'm delighted that you have with us experts from many countries. I hope that our discussion today will help us find solutions to prevent tensions from erupting into conflict. Thank you very much for sharing your insight and wisdom.
이어서 조태열 외교부 장관의 축사가 이어졌습니다.
To provide congratulatory remarks. Please welcome Minister Jo with a warm round of applause.
As the theme of this gathering reminds us, Korea celebrates 80 years of independence this year. When Korea regained its sovereignty in 1945, the world was emerging from the turmoils of World War II. History has taught us how devastating the end game can be for the world when the powerful narrowly pursue their naked self-interest at the expense of the common good. The determination not to repeat the tragedy of the first half of the 20th century paved the way to a new post-war order. It was an order shaped under the U.S. leadership and anchored to the belief that peace and prosperity can best be secured when nations cooperate. Korea has been a key beneficiary of that order. It was enlightened self-interest that viewed the upholding of the then freshly minted UN Charter outlawing aggression to be critical. In broad terms, what Korea has been seeking to achieve through its diplomacy over the last 3 years, not least during my tenure as foreign minister, is contributing to shaping the positive contours of the post-Cold War order, starting from our region and extending beyond. First, making our alliance with the United States more resilient and further advancing our partnership with Japan. Second, strategically managing ties with other neighbors. Korea's bilateral relationship with China has been moving towards a healthier and more mature partnership in recent years. In areas where we see things differently, for example, in the South China Sea and Yellow Sea, we will certainly continue to speak with candor and disagree, as was the case during my meeting with Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Tokyo last month. Third, strengthening international order by expanding and deepening multi-layered networks with like-minded partners in the Indo-Pacific, NATO, EU, and G7, while simultaneously navigating through the longer-term tectonic shifts in the geopolitical landscape. And we have been doing so in a manner true to Korea's natural interests and true to our deeply held ideas. I sincerely hope that with bipartisan support, this will continue to be the case in the new administration. Thank you very much.
Next, His Excellency Mr. Mizushima Koichi, the Ambassador of Japan to the Republic of Korea, will deliver congratulatory remarks. Please welcome Ambassador Mizushima with a big round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. 안녕하세요. 오하요 gozaimasu. I would like to touch upon the trilateral cooperation among Japan, Korea, and the United States. Upon declaration of a new era of a trilateral partnership that was issued by the then leaders of our three countries in August 2023 at the Camp David, such cooperation has been expanded in terms of quality and quantity Such cooperation must continue to play a central role in strengthening our deterrence and response capability toward the peace and stability in this region. Our three foreign ministers met already twice to confirm such stance this year. At the same time, I should emphasize the importance of close cooperation with like-minded countries in this region and beyond. We should cooperate each other with those like-minded countries in order to cherish our common values such as democracy, rule of law, free trade, human rights, and so on. By doing so, I believe that both Japan and Korea will be benefited most and be able to maintain our peaceful and prosperous lives. I hope that today's discussions will contribute to solving various challenges faced by the international community and to building a better future for Japan, Korea, and the world. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Deputy Secretary of State.
마지막으로 커트 캠벨 전 미국 국무부 부장관의 기조연설이 이어졌습니다.
I can speak, I think, for everyone and underscore that we're thrilled to be here. It's an extraordinarily challenging time, and we gather at a moment where I think our reflections are of critical importance as we try to track a course. We see an increasingly confident, active Korea exerting itself on the global stage. It is time for more ROK representation in the dominant forums of the day. That means the G7. At some point, that means the Quad. Korea needs that representation. It will send a message both to the world and its own people that its contributions are dearly valued. I want to thank all of you for the opportunity to be back in Korea. It's great to be here out of government. I look forward to further discussions. Nothing could be more important than ensuring that our trilateral engagement and our partnership between the United States and ROK remains strong in a very dynamic period ahead. MJ, Asan team, thank you very much for this opportunity.
전 세계 외교 안보 전문가들이 모여 세계가 직면한 시급한 문제들을 해결하고 정책 결정 과정에 목소리를 내는 것. 그것이 한반도와 동북아의 미래 안보와 번영을 위한 첫걸음입니다.